Hello everyone, welcome back to Green Ground, where we dive into the world's most fascinating stories. Today, we're taking a deep breath and exploring some of the most impactful news stories from around the globe. From the escalating conflicts in Gaza to the diplomatic movements in the Vatican, and from natural disasters in Argentina to geopolitical shifts in South Asia, we're going to cover it all. First, let's start with the Israel-Gaza conflict, which has been making headlines for months now. The situation has grown increasingly dire, with a new wave of violence claiming at least 153 lives and injuring 459 people in the past 24 hours. The UN has described the situation as beyond atrocious, with the international community urging for immediate action to prevent further escalation. The conflict has brought unprecedented suffering to the Gaza Strip, with thousands displaced and many more trapped in the midst of violence. This crisis is part of a broader humanitarian emergency, with reports suggesting that over 52,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza since October of last year. The impact on civilians is devastating, with children and women making up a significant portion of the casualties. The situation is complex, with both sides accusing each other of atrocities, but the consensus is clear: the world must act to prevent further bloodshed. Moving on to the world of diplomacy, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance and Secretary of State Marco Rubio are set to attend the inaugural Mass of Pope Leo XIV at the Vatican, an event that marks a significant moment in international relations. This visit underscores the importance of diplomacy in bridging the gaps between nations and fostering peace. In another corner of the globe, former President Trump is planning a visit to U.S. troops in Qatar, highlighting the ongoing U.S. involvement in global defense strategies. Meanwhile, in the Russia-Ukraine conflict, tensions remain high despite recent peace talks. A Russian drone attack on a Ukrainian civilian bus resulted in the loss of 9 lives, underscoring the fragility of the peace process. The lack of a direct statement from Russia on this incident has raised eyebrows, suggesting that much work remains to be done to establish lasting peace in the region. Let's shift gears to some of the more unexpected stories. In Argentina, heavy rains have caused major flooding, affecting highways, farmlands, and neighborhoods north of Buenos Aires. This has led to evacuations of over 2,000 people, a stark reminder of the power of nature. Similarly, in the United States, severe storms and tornadoes have wreaked havoc across the Midwest and South, claiming at least 23 lives and leaving devastation in their wake. In the realm of global refugee issues, hundreds of Rwandan refugees who fled to eastern Congo after the 1994 genocide have been repatriated. This marks a significant development in regional humanitarian efforts as communities begin to rebuild and reunite after decades of displacement. In South Asia, India is stepping up its diplomatic efforts to counter Pakistan-sponsored terrorism. By deploying multi-party delegations worldwide, India aims to present its case against terrorism. In response, Pakistan is sending its delegation to promote its perspective, reflecting the ongoing diplomatic rivalry between the two nations. And if you're ready for some lighter, albeit bizarre news, a Mexican Navy training vessel somehow managed to collide with the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. In another unexpected turn of events, a Lufthansa flight found itself without a pilot for a few minutes after the co-pilot fainted. And in the UK, a school was evacuated after a student brought a World War II grenade to an assembly, highlighting the unpredictable nature of life. On a more serious economic note, China has fallen to third place as the holder of U.S. treasuries, surpassed by the UK. This shift in global economic dynamics will likely have far-reaching implications for international trade and financial markets. Finally, in health news, the U.S. FDA has approved the Novavax COVID vaccine with additional conditions for use. This approval comes as the world continues to navigate the complexities of vaccine development and distribution. Well, that's a wrap for today, folks. I hope you found these stories as captivating as I do. If you enjoyed this monologue, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Green Ground. You can find more information and links in the description below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these stories, so feel free to share them in the comments. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.